it's nice to know that there are a lot of constants in life. For example, fire is hot, ice is cold. Disney will make live action versions of their animated classics, and we're seeing examples of that time and time again. For example, just this past Friday, Disney released the live action remake of A Little Mermaid, one of the few Renaissance movies that they have not made a live action remake of. Now, these live action remakes have a bit of a checkered reputation. I wouldn't say any of them are good. Cinderella maybe, but most of them are pretty bad. However, The Little Mermaid is better than most of them. Now, that's not saying a lot considering the reputation that these movies have. However, compared to the rest of the remakes, Little Mermaid is one of the better ones. I would put it along the same tier as Cinderella or The Jungle Book. It is far, far superior to The Lion King and Aladdin and the like. Why is this? Well, for one thing, I would say the casting, particularly with the lead. Halle Bailey, who plays Ariel, is absolutely fantastic. She's got a real set of pipes, and I will be shocked if she's not a bona fide movie star after this movie. She knocks it out of the park. And the rest of the cast does a pretty standard job, not to diminish the work that those actors put in, but Halle Bailey is really the standout here. The songs are all the songs that you know and love, so if you like The Little Mermaid and you like the music, you know exactly what you're getting into here. The songs are all the same. Lin-Manuel Miranda does some of the new songs, and they're definitely not his finest work. He even throws in a weird song in there where he's rapping. You're either gonna love it or gonna hate it. I thought it was kind of weird and kind of out of place, but hey, Lin-Manuel, he's gotta do what he's gotta do. So, but yeah, the songs are fine. The special effects are okay. There are some parts that are definitely like, that's not a real fish. Which is a little distracting, but it's a fairy tale, and so it's not as bad as it is in like The Lion King, where like it's supposed to be super realistic, so when it doesn't look good, it's really distracting. The Little Mermaid is trying to go for mostly real and kind of cartoony, and it worked for me. It didn't really bother me that much, but there were some parts where the special effects were a little shoddy. But yeah, honestly, it's fine. It was enjoyable. I wasn't bored like I was with Beauty and the Beast or Maleficent, for example. But it does fall into the same trap that a lot of these Disney remakes fall into, where they just add needless things to make the movie even longer than it needs to be. The animated one is an hour and a half. This is a whole 45 minutes longer, and it doesn't add that much to it. There's a bunch of interesting little hints and ideas that they keep plopping in there into the plot to try to make things more interesting, but they don't really do anything with it. These might be considered spoilers, so be warned. However, if you've seen the animated one, there's not really anything to spoil, and these changes don't really amount to anything anyway, so I'm not really spoiling anything that happens in the story. But for example, in this version, Ursula and King Triton are brother and sister. So Ursula is literally Ariel's aunt. That doesn't change any part of the story in any way. They don't do anything interesting with it. The same stuff that happens in the animated movie happens in this one. Ursula being related to Ariel has no difference over the plot whatsoever. They also do something interesting with Prince Eric, where he's adopted. He's not actually a blood prince. He was adopted into the family. Don't really do anything with that either. The weirdest one by far is Ursula adds a part of her spell that makes Ariel forget that she has to kiss Prince Eric before the 3 days are up, which is a really weird addition because, again, it doesn't change anything. And it just makes the things that happen in the story just kind of weird, that she just kind of forgets that she has to do that. And it doesn't change anything, like I said earlier. So all in all, it's an enjoyable movie. You can definitely take your kids. They might be bored because it is 2 hours and 15 minutes and it is rather long. Some of the kids in my audience were getting a little angsty near the last 30 minutes or so. But all in all, it's an enjoyable fare. If you like these live action remakes, you're gonna like this one. If you absolutely hate these, I don't know if you'll hate this one as much as the others, but you probably won't like it. So, yeah, all in all, nothing really revolutionary here by Disney, just another live action remake that I'm pleased to say is better than the rest, but I wouldn't go so far to say it is a new classic that will be held in the same regard as the original animated. And at this point, I think the more we give money to these movies, the more Disney's going to make them. So eventually they're going to run out of remakes to do, though. So there is light at the end of the tunnel, folks.